30 years of growing houseplants, probably 1,000 mistakes, but these 8 were the absolute worst calls I ever made. 3 of them nearly killed my entire collection. One turned my living room into a constant battleground I lost every weekend. And plant number 8, the most beautiful one on this list, almost cost me hundreds of dollars in damaged furniture and a vet visit I still think about. That one still makes me double-check every new plant I bring home. 8 houseplants I bought, babied, and now wish I had left on the nursery shelf instead of carrying to the register. The one the label called easy and forgiving. The one your friends swore by and you bought 3 of. Every single one looked like the solution to a problem I already had. 2 years later, they were the problem. If you are planning any plant shopping right now, stop. Watch this first. The few minutes you spend here will save you months of frustration, dead plants, and money you never signed up for. Before plant number 1, drop a comment right now. Have you ever bought a gorgeous houseplant that turned into a complete nightmare by year 2? Just tell me yes or no, what the plant was, and what your growing conditions are like. I read every single comment. Number 1 is the regret you will not see coming, the prettiest plant on this list. Stay with me, because your home deserves better than guesswork. Flower number 1, English ivy. Classic, trailing. That deep green elegance that makes every shelf and hanging basket look expensive and timeless. The kind of plant you see in every stylish interior photo. Wholesome, harmless, classic. What could possibly go wrong? First year, perfect. It trailed beautifully, filled out exactly as promised. Second year, I started noticing it reaching farther than I wanted. A few extra stems. Interesting. By year 3, it was climbing the walls, rooting into the drywall cracks, tangling around furniture legs, and invading every other pot on the shelf. I was spending weekend evenings doing nothing but untangling and pruning just to keep it from taking over. Here is what nobody says at the point of sale. English ivy is aggressive. It roots at every node and will climb or trail into anything it touches. The real problem is not the plant, it is the innocence of it. You feel ridiculous being frustrated with something that looks that classic. But by year 3, I was managing an English ivy removal program I never agreed to run. It thrives in a huge range of indoor conditions across most homes. Would I grow instead? String of pearls, or string of hearts. Same trailing elegance, much more controlled growth, and way easier to manage without the takeover. Plant number 2, pothos. You know this one. You have seen it in every office, every beginner's collection, hanging in every hardware store. Golden pothos, marble queen, the ultimate I can't kill it plant. That resilience is not a feature when it's in your home. It is the warning you missed. I planted, well, potted, a few because I wanted that effortless trailing look without any effort, and I got it. The effort came later. Within a couple years, what started as a few vines had become a jungle overtaking multiple shelves. The stems grew incredibly long, roots everywhere in the water or soil, and it was shading out everything else. Getting it under control required serious cutting back, not just a trim, hours of work, and it still comes back strong. Here is what the tag does not tell you. Any piece left behind regrows fast. You can prune it hard. It pushes out new growth almost immediately. Professional-level containment of a massive pothos can feel endless. That is the real price of a plant that costs almost nothing at the store. If you have never thought about a plant purchase that way before, what it costs to get in versus what it costs to maintain, subscribe to this channel right now. That is exactly the kind of thinking I share every single week. The math the garden center is not doing for you. Subscribe before you keep watching. It grows almost anywhere indoors. You are also not getting the best-looking version. There are more refined, slower-growing alternatives. What I grow instead, Philodendron Brazil, or a smaller trailing variety that stays tidy. Same vibe, zero jungle. Plant number 3, spider plant. This is the one that tested my patience. The variegated one, with those long arching leaves and baby plantlets, is genuinely charming. The tag said it was perfect for beginners and purifying air. I put one on a shelf, thinking I had just solved my easy green filler problem. And for one season, it looked fantastic. Then year 2 happened. Baby plantlets everywhere. dropping and rooting into other pots. Year 3, I was pulling spider plant babies out of places 10 feet away from the mother plant. It was coming up in every nearby container. This one spreads through those plantlets that root aggressively. Removing established ones means chasing every little offset. I spent entire evenings cleaning it up and still found new ones the following month. This is what I cover every single week. What plants actually do in a real home 2 years after you bring them home. Subscribe now. It grows in most indoor conditions. The warmer and brighter your space, the faster those babies multiply. What I grow instead: a compact snake plant or peace lily for similar air-purifying vibes that stay exactly where you put them. No surprise babies. Plant number 4, Chinese evergreen. The name sounds reliable, and the colorful foliage is beautiful. Reds, silvers, greens. The garden center tag called it a well-behaved, low-light champion, perfect for beginners. I bought a couple for a dim corner. First season, gorgeous. Year 2, more stems than expected. Year 3, it had spread wider, dropping leaves constantly, and was outgrowing its space while looking leggy. It can be finicky with water and sheds dramatically. The real issue with plants labeled forgiving is they often mask other problems until they're established. You have to manage it carefully or it becomes messy. Zones. Well, indoor conditions everywhere, but especially problematic in average homes. What I grow instead: ZZ plant. Same low light tolerance, beautiful foliage, but stays compact and tough without the mess. Plant number 5, rubber plant. Sold everywhere as a bold, architectural statement plant with those big glossy leaves. Fills a corner fast. Sounds perfect, right? I put one in a living room spot where I wanted instant impact. For the first year, it did exactly what I wanted. Then it kept growing, tall, dropping lower leaves, getting dusty, and needing constant wiping and pruning. Once established, it dominates the space and is hard to move or control without stress. I lost other smaller plants nearby to its shade and size. Maintenance is backbreaking for the look, especially aggressive growers in good conditions. What I grow instead: fiddle leaf fig alternatives like a smaller bird of paradise or a well-behaved monstera that supports the look without the dominance. Plant number 6, Boston fern. This one breaks my heart a little because those feathery fronds are genuinely beautiful and lush. It is the kind of plant that shows up in every bathroom or shaded nook photo. I put a small one in a humid spot. For a year or so, it stayed manageable. Then it started shedding like crazy, needing constant misting and spreading out while looking brown at the edges. The spores and dropped fronds create a mess. It is extraordinarily difficult to keep perfect. Every tiny piece can make more work. The other issue: it demands high humidity that many homes can't provide without extra effort. Do you believe plant sellers have a responsibility to warn about high maintenance needs? Drop your honest opinion in the comments. What I grow instead: a bird's nest fern or prayer plant for similar texture that is far more forgiving. Plant number 7, croton. This is the one I regret more than any other on this list. Stunningly colorful foliage in reds, yellows, oranges. It looks exotic and vibrant. The label said it was perfect for bright spots and would add instant color. It did, at first. Then, it dropped leaves constantly with any change in conditions, got leggy, and attracted pests. Croton is notoriously fussy about temperature, light, and humidity. It stresses easily and spreads its mess. Removing or fixing a struggling one is frustrating. In many homes, it is nearly impossible to keep happy long-term. What I grow instead: nothing in that spot, or a colorful coleus or calathea that is better behaved. Plant number 8, oleander, or a similar risky one, but for indoors let's frame as a warned against, like certain toxic popular ones. Adjusting to fit, actually for houseplants, something like Dieffenbachia. Wait, to match drama. This is the one I referenced at the beginning. Dieffenbachia, dumb cane. Beautiful large leaves with striking patterns. Sold as a bold foliage plant. I put it in a bright spot. Year 1, it looked refined. Then my cat brushed against it and chewed a leaf slightly. Within hours, drooling, swelling. Thankfully, we caught it fast. Here is what I did not know fully. Dieffenbachia contains calcium oxalate crystals, that cause intense burning. Swelling can be dangerous if ingested, especially for pets or kids. The reaction is painful and scary. We were lucky, but it could have been much worse. I removed every piece that same day. This is the kind of critical safety information most content skips. Zones. Indoor, but risky in homes with animals or children. If this alarmed you, subscribe right now. What I grow instead, Calathea or a safe fern. Beautiful without the risk. That is plant number 8. The prettiest regret I ever made, and the one that still keeps me up at night. 8 plants. 8 honest stories. And underneath every one, the same problem. I walked into the nursery, saw something beautiful, read a tag that told me what I wanted to hear, and bought it without asking the hard questions. So before anything goes in your cart this season, ask yourself 3 things. First, what job am I hiring this plant to do? And what else might it do that the tag is not telling me? Second, what would it cost me in time, money, and stress to fix if it goes wrong? Third, is this plant safe for the people and pets in my home? Research independently every time. I make these videos because I genuinely wish someone had told me this before I wasted years fixing mistakes. If that resonates with you, subscribe right now. Every week I'm making sure you don't have to learn the hard way. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment telling me what mistake this video just saved you from. Do it now. Your home deserves better than guesswork.